So, what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be checking your light tracking, or rather your eye tracking of light, amongst other things. And we're also going to be checking how well you can switch focus between one point and another point, and maybe a third point. We'll see. So what we're going to do to begin with is I'm going to have a look at the general state and condition of your eyes. So I'm going to come in a little bit closer. Do I have permission to touch you? Is that okay? That's cool. Okay. So I'm going to be having a look at the eyelids and the eyelashes and the bony orbit that houses your eyes. And we're going to be checking that everything is as it should be, and there's no infection or redness or lumps or bumps or scratches anywhere that might get in the way of what we're doing today. Okay, good. So I'm going to shine this light in your eyes. Now, it's a little bit bright, so be prepared. There we go. So I'm going to come in close again, and I'm going to lift up your eyelids. I'm going to invert both lids and just see the conjunctiva and the state of the inside of your eyelids, and they're both smooth. There's no roughness or lesions or anything like that going on, which is always good news. Okay, good. Alrighty, if you could look up for me, I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to do it with your lower eyelids. So, if you could look up for me, please. I'm just going to drag those down a little bit. Okay, good. And I'm going to come in on this side and just check everything is nice and pink and moist and no lesions or scratches or lumps or bumps. That's good. And I'm going to come in on the other side and do exactly the same thing. So I'm just going to shine this light. Sorry, it's a little bit uncomfortable. Yeah. Okay, now I'm going to move on to the eye tracking and then the switching focus. Now, if at any point you feel any pain or discomfort following the light, then you just let me know, okay? All right, good. So, first of all, what I want you to do is, if you could look at the bridge of my nose, just here, and tell me when the light goes on. Okay, so looking at the bridge of my nose, tell me when the light goes on. Yep. And again, tell me when the light goes on. And now. Perfect. And now. Good, 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 good. Okay, perfect. All right, so what I want you to do next is keep your head still. And if you keep looking again, just at the bridge of my nose, and with your eyes only, just your eyes, not your head, like that, I want you to follow the light for me, okay? So if you can follow the light, and we're going to be doing some patterns with the light just to see if your eyes can track them okay. Now, this is something that your eyes do called a saccade. S-A-C-C-A-D-E. And a saccade is when you have a smooth pursuit of an object, so you're kind of tracking the object. Now, if your eyes kind of make a jerky, inconsistent motion when you're following the light, then it indicates that there might be some kind of neurological problem that we need to deal with. Okay, good. Okay, that is perfect. That's good. Now I'm going to come in a little bit closer and we're going to do the same thing again, okay? So, if you keep looking at the light for me, please, and if you just follow the light. That's great, good for you. Keep following the light for me. Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Perfect. Perfect, 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 perfect. Okay, now, if you can keep looking at the light, keep your head still. There you go. Keep looking at the light and keep following it as it moves further away. Okay, and keep looking at the light as it comes closer and closer and closer. Okay, perfect. I'm going to do that again from a slightly different angle. So if you can keep looking at the light for me, and if you can follow it as it goes further and further away. Mm-hmm. And again, as it comes closer and 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 closer. That's perfect, good. Okay, we're going to be doing some concentric rings. So if you can keep following the light for me. Okay, good. And the circles are going to get smaller and smaller and smaller. Mm-hmm. Okay, good. And the other way. Okay, so keep looking at the light making the circle. That's great. Good, 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 good. That's fine. And we're going to do that a little bit further away. You're doing very well. So far, so good. So, there you go. We're going to do this a little bit further away. Mm-hmm. And again, the rings are going to get concentrically smaller and smaller and smaller. Okay, good. And they're going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Mm-hmm. That is 100% on the money. So, you're doing good. Okay, next I want you to, this bar of light here, and what I want you to do is just follow it. So, again, head still, okay, and if you can follow the light for me. Okay, good. And again, if you can follow the light. Perfect. Do that diagonally, so there you go. Okay, good. And again. That's perfect. Good for you. Okay, so light tracking seems to be 100% perfect. So what we're going to do next is we're going to do some switching focus between different lights. So first of all, I'll get you to look at this light here, okay? And I want you to switch focus to the other light. Switch focus back. And back again. And back again. And back again. And back again. Okay, good. Now, what I want you to do next, I want you to tell me when the light is at its brightest. Okay, now we'll have a bit of a dummy run because this can be a little bit difficult to do. But if you keep looking at the light and tell me when it's at its brightest point. Okay, so that's your dummy run. We'll bring it back and tell me when you think it's at its brightest point. About here? Yeah, that's fine. Good. Okay, perfect. Okay, so what I want you to do next is there's a red light just here. Now, I want you to switch focus between the red light and the bridge of my nose, okay? So, when I say switch, switch from the red light to the bridge of my nose, okay? So, look at the red light to begin with, and now switch to the bridge of my nose. And again, switch. Switch from the light to my nose, and back again. And back again, and back, and switch, switch again, switch again, switch again, switch again, switch, switch, switch. Okay, good. That's very good. So, how you doing? Okay? Good. Alright, so let's see what else I've got in my bag of tricks. Okay, we have a bluey, purpley kind of a light. I'm going to do exactly the same thing, but this time what I want you to do is I would like you to switch from the white light to the blue light. So start off looking at this little guy here, and if you switch to the blue light and switch back and switch and switch and switch and switch and switch and switch. Switch again, and switch, and switch. Perfect, that's great. Okay, so start off again, looking at the white light, and switch to the purple light, switch back, and switch, and switch, and switch, and switch, and switch, and switch, switch again, switch again, switch again, and again, and switch, and switch. Perfect, that's great, good for you. Okay, so what else do we have? Now we have this, which is an occluder. Now, I want you to keep looking just at this occluder here. And I'm going to do the same thing, but we're going to be using this occluder, or rather, the end of this occluder. So if you keep looking just at the end of the stick here. Get this working. There we go. Okay, start off by looking at the end of the occluder, and if you can switch to the blue light, and back, and back, and switch, switch again, and again, switch again, and again, switch again, and again, switch again, and again. Okay, perfect, good. Now this time we're going to be using my finger, so if you can keep looking just at the tip of my finger. Start off with looking at the tip of the finger. I'm going to come in a little bit closer, so you can look at the tip of the finger for me. And now, look at the light. Back to my finger. Back to 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 the light. And back to my finger. Back to the light. Back to my finger. Back to the light. Back to my finger. And back to the light. And back to my finger. Okay. You have passed with 1,000%. You did very, very well. No problems with your saccades, with you moving your eyes, and switching focus. You don't seem to have any problems at all. So we will see you again next time, unless you have any problems between now and then. We'll see you again in, let's say, 6 months' time. It's lovely to see you again.